Peace, welcome back to Playbook FM. I'm Jay. We're back with part 9 and what is going to be the last episode of the season in my FM20 Aberdeen save. If you missed any of the previous episodes, I suggest you go back and watch because we're about to jump back in. So today's episode features matches against Celtic, and we're also going to skip ahead to the final game of the season because we do only have a handful of games left. Since the last episode, which was here, we have played our 5th round Scottish Cup replay, and as you can see, things happened. So I've finally been hit with the penalty bug that is apparent in FM20. You can see there, Ayr United had a penalty in the first half, had a penalty in the second half. They also missed another penalty, so there were 3 penalties in the match, not also counting for the penalties after extra time. As you can see, Antonio Marin did get a red card for that first penalty as well, and we're just going to watch the highlights because it was absolute nonsense. If we don't jump back in, I don't know if it's going to show us the fouls that led up to the penalties or if it's just going to show you the penalties. But this was our first goal. Marin with the cross to Campbell, who heads it home. I'm hoping it will show us. No, it won't show you. But you can take my word for it. The penalties were totally unjustified. Absolute nonsense. But it is what it is. And we are out of the Scottish Cup. All that being said, though, form in the league has been pretty good. Since that 1-0 loss against St Mirren, we have won 5 on the bounce. So we are taking some pretty decent league form into this match against Celtic today. So starting 11 is Joe Lewis in goal, Antonio Marin, Zach Viner, Scott McKenna and Richard Tate as a back 4. As you can see, over the last 5 games, Richard Tate has found some amazing form. Pedro Chirivella in the defensive midfield position, who's also in good form. And then we have Greg Doherty and Dean Campbell in midfield. James Wilson, Conor McLennan and Ryan Brewster are up front today. Let's jump into the match. And also, over the past few weeks, we have started to see a few managers start to get the sack overseas. So who knows? I might actually apply for a couple of jobs overseas. Notably, the Torino manager has been fired, as well as the Monaco manager. And it might be, I don't know, it might be interesting to head overseas. But I doubt that I would get selected for the job. But you guys let me know in the comments down below what I should do. Should I stay at Aberdeen for another season? Remember, I did start the save during the beta phase of the game, so it's not really a long-term save that I'm planning on doing. So, I don't know, it might be an interesting, it might make something interesting going to manage in Europe. I've never actually managed in Europe as well on Football Manager, apart from maybe FM12, where I managed Barcelona for a little bit. As you do, but Ryan Brewster there with a header that hits off the crossbar, and again he's showing pretty much every episode just how dangerous he is. He has been absolutely sensational on loan with us this season, and I am a bit worried that once he gets back to Liverpool in the summer, he won't be coming back on loan. That is my fear. Speaking of loan as well, Shved that we have loaned from Celtic is ineligible today. But he has been making a few appearances off of the bench and has been doing decent, not too bad. And we have been doing decently in this match today. I'm pleased with how things are going because, as you can see, we're dominating in terms of shots, dominating in terms of possession. And we did have that chance that just hit the crossbar in the first half, so we're not doing too bad at all. And considering we've not seen many Celtic highlights, apart from this one right now, I'm assuming we're doing pretty well at the back. And just as I mentioned, that it's like the game can hear me talking and knows that I'm recording and just wants to do everything in its power to embarrass me. And as we see here, Nitcham loses his marker and heads it back across goal to Simonovic, who heads it home for Celtic. And that's only his 5th goal of the season, but then again, he is their centre-back. But that is no bueno. We are going to demand more from the guys because we're still in this match, really and truly. We've been playing well. We can get a positive result here today. speaking of results, that 5-game winning streak does put us in 4th place at the moment as things stand. We are 6 points clear of Motherwell in 5th place. So we've got a bit of a cushion, but I would like to, at least remain unbeaten for a little bit longer and just widen that gap a little bit. If we didn't have such a terrible start to the season, we'd be probably there or thereabouts in terms of challenging for the title. And it looks like McLennan is going to be sent off for that challenge. My word. It's all gone wrong here today, guys. It's all gone wrong. Right. I'm just going to have to keep James Wilson on there. I'm going to make him a shadow striker because he has been getting goals for us. But my goodness, we've absolutely capitulated today. Like, really, really. I have no words. I'm going to bring on Eamon Brophy and just change things up a little bit up front. But I think I'm just going to have to concede defeat on this one. But like I said, I am going to shoot past the next few games and then come back for the final match of the season. Unless we are kind of in a bit of trouble in terms of league positioning. If we're struggling to kind of finish in a Europa League spot, then I will come back a bit earlier and then maybe make this a 3-game episode. Who knows? But stay tuned to the channel, guys, because I do have a couple of announcements to make on Monday's episode. This video should be coming out on Saturday? No? Sunday? Yeah, Sunday, I think. So stay tuned for those announcements tomorrow. And that completes the first game of the episode against Celtic. I am not happy with that performance. I mean, I'm laying it on a bit thick there. We did only lose 1-0 against Celtic, who have ran away with the title this year. As you can see, 58 goal difference. Right. So, I'm going to play a few more matches and then come back for the Hamilton game. So we are back for the game against Hamilton. In the matches that I played offline, we just won. Not really much to see here other than this 5-0 win against Hearts. Pedro Chirivella got his first goal of the season, I believe. Ryan Brewster got a brace. Eamon Brophy scored off the bench. I'm trying to kind of give him some more minutes up front just in case we can't get Ryan Brewster back for a second loan term next season. However, let's get into the match. So, changes have been made and the starting 11 for this final game of the season. We have Joe Lewis in goal, a back four of Richard Tate, Scott McKenna, Jack Hendry and Greg Lee. Pedro Chirivella starts in defensive midfield with Greg Doherty and Dean Campbell just ahead of him. And then the front three with Marian Shved, Ryan Brewster and Eamon Brophy gets a start. Let's dive into the final match of this first season at Aberdeen. And this is the first full season that I finished on the game. So surely that is worth a thumbs up on this video. Right. And I'm not quite sure what to do with this series. Do I continue on the save? Would you guys like to see one more season potentially of us challenging for the title? And that would see out this contract that I'm on with Aberdeen, as we are here for another year after this. So let me know in the comments, guys. But Shved is now on the ball, beats his man, takes a shot and puts it well wide of the target from that position. He should have done better there. But I do think that Shved could be somebody pretty good for this club. He's not had the chance to kind of make as many appearances as I would like, but remember we do have that £1 million optional future fee for him, and he does win a penalty here, and it's Eamon Brophy steps up for the penalty, puts it in the bottom bin. Excellent penalty, and that's his 12th goal of the season. And Eamon Brophy, considering he's been battling for the start against Ryan Brewster, with Ryan Brewster, he's managed to get a pretty decent goal tally this season, as well as Ryan Brewster as well. So they're both pretty good strikers. You can't really see how many goals are scored from that screen there, but I think they're on roughly the same amount of goals. So I think maybe if we can keep Ryan Brewster for the second season, we might try a two-striker system. But I don't know. Ryan Brewster has had a very good season. And there we go. He scores his 14th goal of the season with his head. He's scored so many headers. Let's take another look at that. So it all starts from the shred free kick. Plays it in towards the back post of Doherty, but it is headed back out by the Hamilton defence. Forces Scott McKenna, who finds Doherty. Doherty plays the ball in to Ryan Brewster, who's all alone, who nods it into the bottom corner. What a goal that is. And we are now 2-0 up against Hamilton. And it's just a shame that we've managed to find form. We've managed to find form so late in the season. As I said, if we started this well, we would have been up there challenging for the title this year. However, really and truly, it was my fault for being quite, experimental with the tactics early on. But we've now found a shape that suits these lads. We've found a system that works pretty well. It's just a case of bringing in the perfect players at those positions. And I think that in midfield, we've kind of got that covered, especially considering we did lose our star man in Lewis Ferguson. We've made some pretty decent signings to kind of replace him. Chirivella has been fantastic since arriving in that defensive midfield, deep line playmaker role. It's just been sensational, to be fair. We could do with somebody that's perhaps better suited to an attacking central midfield role. However, we're there or thereabouts. I would like to get in another centre-back, one that's pretty consistent and solid at the back. But for a first season, we have met the league objectives. It's just the cup objectives. And yeah, through no fault of our own, as I said before, at the start of this episode, we did get hit by a little bit of a penalty bug in that Scottish Cup match against Ayr United. But we should be challenging. We should be winning some silverware next season. So I might just do another season at Aberdeen, and this 2-0 win against Hamilton calls the season to an end. Sorry. And I think that all things said and done, we've not done too badly at all. But we're going to call it time on this video for today, guys. Catch us here tomorrow, where we will do an end of season review and make some potential signings. Also, remember, guys, we do have a bit of an announcement in tomorrow's video. Just some general channel news and kind of breakdown of, well, all-round housekeeping. Let's just put it like that. But if you enjoyed the video and made it this far, please leave a thumbs up, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.